Throughout history, certain topics have ignited intense debates, challenged societal norms, and reshaped the course of civilizations. From the shadows of ancient conspiracies to the glaring lights of modern controversies, these subjects continue to captivate and divide us. Welcome to the Controversial Corner, where we delve into the heart of these contentious issues, exploring the facts, the myths, and the perspectives that fuel the fires of debate. Join us as we navigate the complex landscapes of lifestyle, science, culture, and beyond, seeking understanding in a world where truth is often elusive. Subscribe now and embark on a journey through the most provocative topics of our time. Art has the power to inspire, challenge, and even outrage. Throughout history, certain pieces have sparked debates, protests, and even legal battles. Whether through religious defiance, political provocation, or sheer absurdity, these 16 artworks have tested the boundaries of creativity and public perception. Let's dive in, from the Renaissance to the digital age. 1. The Last Judgment, Michelangelo, 1536 to 1541. Michelangelo's The Last Judgment covers the altar wall of the Sistine Chapel with a sprawling vision of heaven and hell. But when it was unveiled, many were scandalized, not by its religious imagery, but by the abundance of nude figures. Pope Paul III's Master of Ceremonies called it more suited for a bathhouse than a chapel. In response, later artists were ordered to censor the nudity, covering Michelangelo's work with strategically placed drapery. Today, restoration efforts have uncovered parts of his original vision, reminding us of the ongoing battle between art and censorship. 2. Olympia, Edouard Manet, 1865. Manet's Olympia shocked 19th-century France because of its modern take on the nude. Unlike the idealized goddesses of past artworks, Olympia was unmistakably a real woman, a courtesan, staring boldly at the viewer. The painting was met with outrage, with critics calling it immoral and indecent. Even today, it remains a symbol of defiance against traditional artistic norms, paving the way for modernism in art. 3. Fountain, Marcel Duchamp, 1917. Is a urinal placed on its side considered art? Marcel Duchamp thought so. His fountain, submitted under the pseudonym Armut to an exhibition, was rejected, sparking one of the greatest debates in art history. Duchamp's piece challenged the idea that art had to be made by hand, arguing that the mere selection of an object, combined with artistic intent, was enough to transform it into a masterpiece. Today, Fountain is considered a landmark in conceptual art, proving that sometimes, the idea is just as important as the execution. 4. Guernica, Pablo Picasso, 1937. Picasso's Guernica is a raw and brutal anti-war statement, created in response to the Nazi bombing of a Spanish town during the Spanish Civil War. The painting's jagged figures and screaming faces capture the horror of destruction. But its political implications made it a controversial work, so much so that it was kept away from Spain until democracy was restored. Even today, Guernica is considered one of the most powerful political artworks ever created, a haunting reminder of war's devastation. 5. Tilted Arc, Richard Serra, 1981. Public art is meant to engage, but what happens when the public rejects it? Richard Serra's Tilted Arc was a massive, curving steel wall placed in a New York Federal Plaza. Many saw it as an obstruction rather than art, forcing them to take inconvenient detours. After years of heated debate, the sculpture was removed in 1989, raising larger questions: who controls public art? And does art always have to be convenient? 6. Is Christ, André Serrano, 1987. Few artworks have sparked as much religious outrage as André Serrano's Piss Christ. This photograph, depicting a crucifix submerged in the artist's urine, was condemned as blasphemous by religious groups. But Serrano insisted it was a commentary on how religious symbols are treated and commercialized. The piece was repeatedly vandalized in exhibitions, proving how deeply art can provoke emotion, and sometimes, violence. 7. The physical impossibility of death in the mind of someone living. Damien Hirst, 1991. A 14-foot tiger shark, floating eerily in a tank of formaldehyde. This is Damien Hirst's The Physical Impossibility of Death in the Mind of Someone Living. Purchased for millions, some dismissed it as a gimmick, while others saw it as a striking meditation on mortality. When the original shark began to decay, it was replaced, leading to debates over whether the piece was still the same artwork. Is art about the object itself, or the idea behind it? 8. Myra, Marcus Harvey, 1995. When artist Marcus Harvey created a portrait of British child murderer Myra Hindley using children's handprints, it was met with outrage. The painting was attacked with ink and eggs at the Royal Academy of Arts. Critics questioned whether such a figure should ever be immortalized in art, while defenders argued that the piece forced society to confront its darkest figures. Where is the line between art and provocation? 9. The Holy Virgin Mary, Chris O'Feely, 1996. Chris O'Feely's The Holy Virgin Mary featured traditional religious imagery, mixed with elephant dung and cutouts from pornographic magazines. This fusion of sacred and profane led to protests, and New York's then mayor, Rudy Giuliani, attempted to have it removed from a museum. O'Feely argued that he was blending his African heritage with Catholic symbolism. Was it disrespect, or a fresh perspective on religious iconography? 10. Invisible Sculpture, Salvatore Garau, 2021. Narrator. In 2021, Italian artist Salvatore Garau sold an invisible sculpture for $18,000. The artwork, titled Io Sono I Am, exists only in the mind of the viewer. It's a conceptual piece, one that some praise for challenging materialism while others call it an elaborate scam. Can something that doesn't physically exist still be considered art? 11. The Walk Home, Eric Fischl, 1984. Eric Fischl's The Walk Home captures a disturbing, chaotic scene of suburban life, filled with ambiguous figures and unsettling tension. While its meaning remains open to interpretation, critics and audiences alike were disturbed by its violent and sexual undertones. Some saw it as a critique of the hidden darkness beneath suburban normalcy, while others believed it went too far. The painting was removed from several galleries, proving that art's ability to make us uncomfortable is often what makes it powerful. 12. Spirit Cooking, Marina Abramovich, 1996 to 2016. Performance artist Marina Abramovich is no stranger to controversy, but Spirit Cooking pushed the limits of artistic interpretation. Originally presented in 1996 as a performance piece featuring cryptic instructions, blood, and occult-like imagery, it resurfaced in 2016 due to conspiracy theories linking it to elite figures. While Abramovich insists the work is purely symbolic, it remains one of the most misunderstood and debated performances in contemporary art. 13. For the Love of God, Damien Hirst, 2007. A human skull encrusted with 8,601 diamonds. Damien Hirst's For the Love of God is both opulent and unsettling. The piece, valued at over $100 million, raises questions about wealth, mortality, and excess. Is it a brilliant meditation on the inevitability of death, or just an extravagant display of vanity? Either way, it challenges our perceptions of what art and money truly mean. 14. The Banana, comedian Maurizio Catalan, 2019. A banana, duct-taped to a gallery wall, sold for $120,000, only to be eaten by another artist. Maurizio Catalan's comedian became a viral sensation, dividing audiences between those who saw it as an absurd commentary on the art market and those who dismissed it as a prank. The piece ultimately forced us to reconsider, is the value of art in the object itself or in the conversation it sparks? 15. The Story of O.J. Jay-Z x Mark Bradford, 2017. When hip-hop met fine art, controversy followed. Jay-Z's animated music video for The Story of O.J. used imagery inspired by racist cartoons from the 20th century. The visuals were meant to critique racism and financial empowerment, but their raw, provocative nature sparked debate. Some questioned if repurposing such imagery reinforced its harmful impact, while others praised it as a bold statement on systemic oppression. 16. NFT art, people's everydays, the first 5,000 days. 2021. In 2021, digital artist People shattered records when his NFT artwork Everydays, the first 5,000 days, sold for $69 million. The sale wasn't just about the art itself, but about the new technology behind it, NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, which allow digital art to be owned and traded like physical pieces. Critics argue that NFTs are environmentally harmful and speculative, while supporters believe they democratize art ownership. Either way, the sale proved that the art world was entering a new digital frontier. From religious outrage to digital revolutions, art has always been at the center of controversy. Some of these works have been celebrated, others destroyed or debated for years, but all have left their mark on history. So we ask you, should art have limits, or should it always push boundaries, no matter how uncomfortable? Let us know in the comments below. As we conclude this exploration into the world's most contentious issues, we are reminded of the complexities that shape our global landscape. The debates we've delved into are not mere discussions, they are the pulse of our societies, reflecting our values, fears, and aspirations. Each topic we've examined serves as a mirror, reflecting the diverse perspectives that define our world. The questions raised are not easily answered, and the answers themselves often lead to more questions. At the Controversial Corner, we believe that through informed dialogue and critical thinking, we can navigate these complexities together. Our journey doesn't end here, it is an ongoing quest for knowledge and understanding. Thank you for joining us. If you found this discussion thought-provoking, consider subscribing and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Together, let's continue to explore, question, and seek the truths that lie beneath the surface.